That's pretty cool.
So that's how I'm able to combine all the footage on Adobe, the Premiere Pro, and just once it's combined, just go from there. And then I could just switch frames in and out.
Yep.
So that's how.
So you're using Pro too.
Yeah. So this whole podcast is, at the beginning, I made a lot of mistakes. Like,
of course,
a lot of mistakes. It's insane.
We're all going to, yeah.
Well,
it's all a learning process, anyways.
Yeah, it's a learning process, but at the same time, it's like I kind of had experience from filming before.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it was kind of.
Well, you know the technical stuff then.
I thought I did.
Okay.
So I never worked with the dual camera setup.
Correct.
So it was because I've always worked with a single camera, but I was always more focused on outdoors instead of indoors.
All right.
So in outdoors, the environment is constantly changing, and your exposure isn't always great.
Yeah.
I mean, my background is basically filming cars. So.
Oh, okay.
So it was more.
So it's all outdoors too, right?
It was all outdoors, and it was.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
In terms of what you knew already.
Yeah.
But then bringing it all indoors.
Yeah. So this indoors is more of a professional standards. So learning how to sync everything with each camera, 2 cameras, and syncing with the roadcaster.
You gotta get your lighting right too, right?
So that's the part I haven't really figured out yet.
Yeah, the lighting. Well, you got I see your LED. What are those called?
Yeah,
RGB. Are those RGB?
No, they're just LED.
Just white.
Warm and cool.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to figure out how to set that up on the roof before because I don't want to just raise it. Sure. I kind of want it overhead because I don't like the shadow effect from.
Yeah. Because you're gonna get it on the wall and all this stuff. Yeah. And I gotta beam it down.
Yep, and I gotta pretty much buy a softbox for it too, because the lighting is very harsh.
Correct.
So,
I mean, it's lighting and it's sound, right, and then content. It's pretty much the 3 main ingredients. Everything in between is just learning.
So to give you an idea how much those softbox cost, the ones I want.
They cost. They connect to those though.
Yeah.
Okay.
They cost more than the 2 cars I got from you.
Oh man, forget that, dude.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Well, why don't you just start with something simple then?
This is simple.
Yeah.
It's simple to me.
Forget the light box.
No, this is.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, the lighting right now looks good, but when you put those on, it just feels harsh. Like it legit, like.
Oh, like it's too much.
Yeah, it just feels harsh, and so I just got really frustrated. So I just dealt with the regular ceiling lights, and.
Actually, it looks good.
It works. Yeah, it works right now.
Pretty good.
So I'm gonna try to keep this going until maybe money starts flowing in a little bit more better through this podcast. Because I'm at the point where I think I invested enough through the podcast, out of my own personal budget, that any more upgrades is going to have to be from the podcast.
Correct.
In order to pay for itself.
What's the goal?
The goal for the podcast?
Yeah, for the podcast.
Like, when you mean the next 5 years?
I mean, yeah, like make money, do all that. But like, what is why are you investing so much time and effort and energy into it? You know what I mean? Like,
honestly,
what's driving you to do that? You're at the cars and all that stuff.
I just like
filming.
I just like meeting interesting people.
Okay.
That's legitimate. That is legitimately the one thing I really enjoy is meeting
people,
eating interesting people and me allowing to just to talk to different types of people.
Yeah.
Might
learn something.
Yeah. I'm a weird guy. I like learning new things. Just like how I discovered all the model cars.
Oh yeah.
You remember the story I told you, right?
Kind of.
Well, how I discovered Models Cars Houston, which is this podcast, and James is the owner. Me and my girlfriend basically just went to go look at some antique stuff. That's it.
Oh, at the marketplace.
At the marketplace.
Yeah.
Had no idea you was even there.
How long ago was that?
Last month.
Okay.
And
so I just started kind of.
Was it?
Yeah, maybe a couple months. It's only been a few months, maybe like 3 months.
Well, damn.
Yeah, it hasn't been a long time.
Yeah, so I just went in there and minding our business, and I saw the FD.
It was open?
It was closed. It was Sunday.
Yeah, it was.
You'd only open one day.
I don't really go out there.
So what happened was that we were just walking by looking at weird stuff.
Through your window looking.
And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I strategically placed that FD there too.
Yeah, you got to sell from that.
Well, those are like centerpieces, so they just look incredible.
It worked on me. I tell you what. So I saw you on that Sunday, and I thought they were going to be like ridiculously overpriced. They weren't. and I was very happy for
Oh,
that.
so it was actually below your expectation.
I compared to eBay.
Okay. Well, I guess when you look at it at face value through a window, like, man, that thing does look expensive.
Yeah.
The freaking detail on that thing, just from looking at it from that distance, I guess.
Oh yeah.
It's like, holy crap, that's probably worth it.
Yeah, because it came exactly from the culture that I grew up with. You know, JDM imports, the era, the golden era.
Correct.
So it's just, I understood what it was and I appreciated it.
Yeah. It clicked with you right off the bat.
Dude, my gears were
it's like,
turning.
I got to get in this store, man. When the heck this
I was kind of bummed. I mean, if you would have showed, if you would have opened that, if it was open that day, and I went in, I probably wouldn't have bought anything.
Right.
Because
well, you had to let it sink in maybe a little bit.
I had to go through that rabbit hole.
Sure.
And that rabbit hole just.
Yeah.
I googled a couple of things.
Yep.
And I saw some things I liked, and I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then I guess that feeling of I gotta have it, and then, you know, and I messaged you, like I bought it, and then you know how the same day the day I came to buy, I bought the other one.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. So.
Yeah, that's all it took.
Oh yeah.
That's all it takes for a lot of these guys. A lot of them are veteran collectors. You know, they've got walls. I'm talking about walls of 64 scale stuff, 18. The 12 scale is kind of new.
I love it.
A lot of people know about the 12 scale.
They stay out of it.
Well, they're a little bit more limited. You know, they're a little bit more limited. The price range is a little bit different too.
It's not
for everybody. You got to find like that right one. You know,
that's how I feel with 12.
Just get like that one or two that's right.
Yeah,
that's how I
feel. It's to me, it's not too small and it's not too big.
It's a good size.
It's a good size for me and others.
It's definitely impressive.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I collect the 12 scale as well. When if I get a chance to.
Yeah, they don't come out too much.
That's right.
That's what's kind of sad.
But ironically, they make all your favorite cars, right? The Supra, the NSX.
With ignition, yeah. Ignition models done it right.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
They're a cool brand because they like to cater to the JDM nostalgia, but at the same time, they like to put that little bit of aftermarket spin on it too. And they probably have a contract with Max Arito. That's why they've made it so many variations. They're pretty tight with each other. And now they're tight with RWB, Nikai, so they're putting out every single RWB variant.
How many are there?
Dude, I don't even know, to be honest. I've seen variations I've never even heard of. I'm not an expert at RWB at all, to be honest, because it's a Porsche. It's not my realm of JDM land. It's just something that obviously I'm here to cater to the customer. Mm-hmm. So I need to bring things in that they like also. So
is like RWB models like your most popular models to sell, or?
I don't know if it's the most popular.
That's what I feel like is what's just coming out right now.
It's just what's out right now. And like every single brand I feel like is jumping on that RWB Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. But you know, what's the difference between all of them? I think that's the part that we have to process. You know, you can sit there, oh yeah, I love Rotana. That's one of his original ones. Just get all of them. But there's a little bit of things that they're doing differently. For example, Ignition, you know, they're doing this limited edition. Let me put his signature on there. He's actually signing these things.
That's what's cool about it.
Right? They're doing the half-cut rears, which you don't see a lot on the other brands.
Yeah. And what I do like about it, the back, they also provide, I feel like it's like a card and like the Ignition. And I'm thinking, if I ever see the guy, whatever possibility I could get him to sign that. And that's like a little added touch to it.
Correct. So. And another good thing about Ignition and some of the other brands is they're officially licensed and they're backed by Porsche and Nikai. So you could take this up to him in any given day. If it wasn't signed, and be like, hey man, hook me up. He'll sign it in a heartbeat. But there's other brands out there that aren't licensed. He's like, dude, get that away from me. Don't bring that to me. You know what I mean?
Really?
Well, they get offended, right? It's like, oh no, I don't support that.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
You know,
it's exploding right now. Like there's all these brands that are coming out. You don't even heard of these brands, and people are messaging me, hey James, can you get this? I'm like, man, let me talk to them first. Let me figure out, are they licensed? What's the deal here? Because I don't want to just bring in random stuff just for the sake of bringing it in. You got to have some standard, right?
Yeah.
If this is collector grade, then let's hold the standard of collector grade and bringing in legitimate stuff and things that are backed by the brands and the builders and things like that. So
yeah,
you need to have that quality there, man. Especially for stuff like this. Especially if you're gonna spend money like this for it, right? This ain't Hot Wheels, so.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to understand. I wanted to talk to you about. Like, I kind of went down the Hot Wheels rabbit hole too.
Sure. I think we all probably started there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't. It's just this was after my purchase. I was like, I just wanted to see. I was like, what was this? What was this big deal about?
Oh, really?
Collecting Hot Wheels.
Wait, so you didn't do Hot Wheels before?
No.
You didn't do any cars collecting at all?
Like models?
Yeah.
None.
Wow.
So this is what I was telling you.
You started the other way.
The opposite way?
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, I've always had well, I kind of just compared it to the excitement of wanting to have my own race car.
Okay.
Like, like I said, I'm in a situation where I can't really have one because of I just have no room to put it. But this car collecting kind of feels.
You're talking about like a one-on-one car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a real car.
Yeah, real car.
But it's like this car collecting fills that hole for me temporarily.
For now.
Yeah, for now. And I just went down that rabbit hole.
Sure.
So that's how I got into it because I was like, it's something I can do and put it in my studio.
Yep.
Versus having a garage or trying to figure out a space and spending thousands and thousands of dollars on stuff. Mm-hmm. But so that's how I got into it. I wasn't really a Hot Wheel collector or any other collector. Right. It's just.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of different breeds of collectors. Mm-hmm. There's people that collect based on the make and models. Like they got to have every single RWB Porsche or Supra. There's people that will collect in batches. So like if this brand came out with 8 different versions of this, they'll try to collect all 8 of them.
Oh, the variances?
The variances.
And the Hot Wheels?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Hot Wheels, Hot Wheels is too much for me to process. There's just so much stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I don't know about Hot Wheels to that depth. I just pull them off the rack if I see something that's JDM, right? If I see an NSX on the rack, I'll take one of those, add it to my pile. But now, since I've kind of found this little gold mine of stuff, all that's kind of going away. I've kind of grew out of the Hot Wheels phase, I feel like, because when I look at these, I'm just looking at them, just like, man, these details are so much better. Like these, I feel like I'm getting like my money's worth from these.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you look at Hot Wheels, there's like the headlights are stickers. You know what I mean? There's no, but then it's 99 cents. So I'm going to give these to my kids all day long if they like stuff like that. I would always get them. And like recently I've been trying to use them as just little random Easter egg type giveaways. I'll just throw one in a box just to give people.
The Hot Wheels?
Yeah, the Hot Wheels. Okay. Yeah. Because, Hot Wheels are probably the reason why all this stuff started anyways, right? They're like the OG of
and I thought
diecast.
I thought it was Tomica. Because I think they started way before Hot Wheels.
Oh, yeah, that's possibly true.
So I think
I haven't researched it that far back, but they're like the Hot Wheels of overseas.
Yeah. So, dude, I told you, man, I went down that rabbit hole.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, I think Tomica was the original, and then they wanted to do something like that over in the States, and I think someone just made a variant of it and just called it Hot Wheels. Mm-hmm. It's a crazy history, but it's cool though. I like it, and like you said, when you look at these scale models, depending on what the scale you get from 164 to 143 to
18.
So do y'all go from 143 to 124, or you just go from 143 to 118? Because I feel like that 124 is like that adopted child that no one really has too much interest in it.
Mostly for this type of stuff that I deal with, you don't see the 124. You only see the 124 when it comes to those plastic model kits that you build, glue, and paint.
Yeah.
The other 124 that you see is at Target and Walmart, like the Jada toys and stuff like that. They make a 24 scale too. Okay. Sometimes a 32 also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it's like it's 64, 43, 18, and then 12. That's kind of like the run of the mill.
Run in the mill. Okay, so let's talk about, because we have some examples here.
Sure.
You have a 164, right?
Yes.
So the 164s are pretty much. So, in your opinion, what are the most?
That's an RWB, of course. You see what I'm saying? It's just
I mean, even in the 160, because I never seen a 164, and they look.
Sure. I mean,
Wow.
If you compare this to Hot Wheels, you're just looking at it, you're just like, man, they got these details all in here, and that's modeled after a real RWB car. I believe it's in Japan, maybe.
Yeah, that's a 164, people. That's pretty cool.
That one there, it's an officially licensed raw welt product. So this is backed by Nakai, as you can see on the other side here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is like official. Like you'll see this if he had a store. You know, you'll see this on the rack, and he'll be selling it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool, and they're limited to like 999 pieces, if I remember.
Wow, I didn't.
I think it has a card inside too. I haven't opened one yet. That one just came to me like last week.
This is so cool.
Yeah, that one's sweet.
I thought 143 was detailed, but dang it.
I mean, for a 64, it's pretty detailed. That's all I could say. Wow. I mean, the bigger you get, the more detailed you can get. Yeah. Right. Just because you can get bigger sizes, you can get the more details in there and stuff like that. So. Yeah,
man, this stuff is just going to explode. I can tell.
Yeah, it's growing very rapidly.
It tinkers with that inner child in adults, as well as that obsessive passion with cars.
Man and machine.
Yeah, that's a strange thing.
Man and model cars.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, this is insane.
Yeah,
look at the way they did, because the real car in real life is a wrap.
Yeah,
and the way they've done it here, it just looks.
It's the best wrap than most.
I know.
That's better. That's a better wrap than most cars I've seen in live.
Right? That's a paint job or something. Maybe it's a dip, a hydro. I don't know how they're getting that on there, but I don't never seen a Hot Wheel that has that type of detail. I'm not even talking about the body part. I'm just talking about the detail on this anime.
Yeah.
The Akiba anime stuff going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen it.
Yeah. So how much? What are the typical price range for a 164 scale?
It varies a lot. I think it depends a lot on the brand.
So like for something,
quantities.
So something like this, that's
like $40 to $45.
See, that's not much for an adult. That's not much,
right? Yeah, and it's an officially licensed good. You know, it's not something that's some rip off of somebody just making it. Some of like these other random brands that aren't licensed and stuff like that. Yeah. So you have to look at it from that standpoint
and that's a 64 as well.
This is also another 64. So Ignition is obviously on this other trip making the Rocket Bunny GR Supras.
Okay, kind of trying to point them to the camera, so people can see
it. But
I mean, yeah, they can't see it too much, but they kind of give an idea.
Yeah, I get an idea.
Let me see that one.
Yeah, go ahead. So that's the same matte purple finish that they used on this RWB that you've got.
Yeah, so I was kind of, because when you was blasting us with all these limited stock messages on Facebook, and I was like, man, because there's some of them I want to buy, and I was like,
I hope I'm not like hyping people or
you're
tricking people into
you're blasting
buying it.
People's wallets, man.
I'm not on purpose. I'm just, hey man, this is what I got left. If you want one, come and get it. That's all it is. Really.
Yeah, because I just like I said, I never really saw a 164 in hand. I'm like, oh, these are nice.
Yeah, those are pretty nice.
Do they roll?
Those do not.
They do
not.
This
one does. It all depends on their tooling and how they set it up. Yeah, some of these do, some of these don't. Some of them say they don't roll, but you can get them to roll too. So it's a lot of this and that.
164 people.
Yeah.
And that
one's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So this is part of their, I believe they've got 3 or 4 colors out now. Mm-hmm. This was part of the set of the first 2 that they came out with. So they're going to be coming out with a bunch of other colors of this. They already have the big scale 18 version. Which is this size.
Yeah.
So they've done all that. So they just scaled it down. Okay, let's do some 64.
Yeah. What I like about it is that they're doing the exact copy of the Rocket Bunny kits. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the Rocket Bunny history on how the guy develops the kits for each car, it's insane. And I'm just glad he's getting more exposure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because he just recently got exposed when he made the kit for the FRS. Oh, that's how he got big. Mm-hmm, so I'm glad he's getting really popular. I forgot his name, but
Key Mura?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just him. It's just him making the kits.
Yep.
So it's insane. I'm really,
I mean, just like Nakai, right? He does it all.
Yeah, and this is the 143s, which is just bigger than the 164, just as detailed. You know
what was funny? One of my customers, man, I wish they didn't write right in front of the car like that.
They did it?
Well, I guess it kind of gets in the way of the car, right?
I mean, you can turn it. You can turn it.
Yeah, I guess so. You could just take that and turn it. But then maybe if you put it on I don't know. Somebody was messaging me like, man, I got my limited edition, but man, you signed right in front of it. You can't really see the car. I'm like,
Yeah, I kind of wish. Yeah, I kind of wish they used.
I don't know how they've done other ones before.
Well, some of them, I think the other more limited ones.
Well, maybe in the back.
They use the card.
The card, yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of. I mean, I'm not trying to be picky or anything, but
Sure.
You know, I wish he personally signed it.
Correct.
And I'd be willing to pay it.
How did they do these?
It just signed the acrylic.
Really?
And then came with this, and
I'm gonna find out on that.
yeah, it's cool. Took forever to get here, but it's cool.
Yeah, because you're getting it from overseas.
Yeah, it's
so that's one of the advantages of Model Cars Houston is the idea was to bring it all here.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about waiting on shipping times, something breaking, and then you got to deal with that back and forth from some guy that's sleeping when you're awake.
Yeah.
And getting something that that's not what you got. You know, it's all these logistical things that happen too. So just bringing it all over here, the idea was to make it more convenient for everybody else to be able to get something more local. Yeah, I mean, you're in different states, but local, you know what I mean?
That's good because I do know, especially collections coming from Japan, it's pretty hard to get.
For sure.
It's notorious. They're notorious collectors.
Oh yeah.
And once they get something, they don't let it go.
Nope. And if they do, you're going to be paying.
You're going to be paying. I do know that.
And then you pay for it, and then you get it, and then something breaks, and it's like, oh my god, you got to deal with all that. So one of the aspects was bring it here, make it local, make it so that us in the States can enjoy this stuff because nobody really knew about it. You know, it was just starting to take off, and all these makes and models. I was like, man, what the heck is this stuff? Because I was collecting Hot Wheels, and I was collecting that stuff from Target and Walmart, sticking that in my stash, whatever. But then I just started researching this stuff, and I was like, man, this stuff is more catered to me because I like the details and I like the quality, and I like the fact that most of them are limited. So then it becomes more of a collector's thing. So
and it hits that tuner spot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It just hits it, man.
Like,
I was
it's like crack, right?
Yeah, because every time, every time I look at when I go to the store and I see a Hot Wheel, I was like, oh man, I wish they just make it exactly how it was instead of having like this Hot Wheel type variant.
Sure.
Where it's like it's a die cast of a car, but the wheels are completely different.
I forget what Hot Wheels calls it, but they do have like an executive line that's a lot more detailed. I don't know if you have to be in a club. I don't know what makes and models they make. They're not making Supras, obviously, but
I don't think
they do have something that's a little bit better quality, limited edition and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, it's just not for me.
It's a different community.
Yeah. So how did you? I'm curious now. How did you start Model Cars Houston? The reason why I'm asked that is was it just something out of the blue or
kind of?
Because one thing I wanted to share was I have a passion for entrepreneurship, and what you're doing is entrepreneur.
Yeah. So it's a side hustle still, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Side hustle still just as good, but fun. It's I'm trying to give some kind of advice for people that are looking to do something. There's always going to be obstacles.
Sure.
Can you kind of explain how did you get into this? Where did it all start? And what was the where did it start?
Yeah. So at the beginning, it was like I was saying, I was a collector, right? I was getting that stuff from Target, Walmart. Wife sends me to go to the grocery store. I'm going to the Hot Wheels section and then buying the groceries. And then I had my own little collection. I'm very specific about what I collect. So I was always looking for just those things. And that was fun. But then just maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I found this stuff. Because what I was doing was I was bored and I was on eBay. I was like, man, let me just finish this set of Jada toys or whatever the Target or Hot Wheels brand was that I was trying to finish. So I just typed in Toyota Supra 64 scale onto eBay. And then this stuff started popping up. I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So I ordered a couple of samples. I was like, all right, let me order some of these. I want some Supras, some NSXs, stuff like this. So I ordered them and I looked at them. I was like, man, these look crazy. Kind of like the reaction that you were having when you first saw them, right?
Oh, yeah. It was
and
real.
This was only a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I was looking at it. I was like, man, this is freaking awesome. All right, let me get some more. So then I started getting some other makes and models, some other variations. And then I was researching all the different brands that were starting to pop up back then. And dude, the rest was history from there. So what I did was I created a website. I started to understand all the different brands, and I pretty much reached out to every single brand because I love this idea of dealing direct. Instead of going through like a third party or a distributor, things like that. You know, you've got that middleman concepts. I wanted to eliminate that part of it and just go direct. And they came back. They're like, oh yeah, we would love to have like a USA, you know, representative for our brands. You know, what do you know about cars and stuff? You know, I was telling them about the hobby, and yeah, I collect. You know, I know about all these cars.
Did you show them your cars?
Nah, I didn't pull that flex on them. Nah, they don't know that I have those cars. A lot of people in real life don't even know that I have those cars.
Yeah,
I kind of keep that under wraps.
Well, because I was like, because you have on your page owner, co-owner. And I was like,
that's an Easter egg.
I was like, what
right?
the fuck is this?
That's an Easter egg and not a lot of people know about. So what I do is sometimes, you know, my customers will ask, all right, man, so you sell toy cars, model cars. Well, what exactly do you drive? Yeah. So the first thing I come up with them is, yeah, I drive a minivan.
Which is flexing because it's not just a regular minivan.
I like that minivan above all my other cars, not just because it's practical, but it's something that actually goes way back to what I first started with. I actually bought my first car that I bought with my own money, like finance and all that stuff, was a freaking 2000 Honda Odyssey.
Yeah.
Like, so that van blood, whatever you want to call it, was in me way before like Supra or any of that stuff. I mean, I had Civics and all that stuff before that, but I don't know, man, just something about the minivan caught me, and that bug just stuck with me for a long time.
Yeah.
And then it got unleashed on what I have now. Because, you know, I've got a family. So it made even more sense. I need a van. I need space. I need to haul this stuff. I've got car shows to go to set up tents.
I mean, minivans are so misunderstood. They're so convenient. What I like about it now is that they're starting to become cooler. Especially with
they're making a more sporty look. They're putting all the tech gadgets.
I think the new Toyota ones are having the similarity with the Super lights.
Oh yeah,
with the rears. Yeah,
people call them. The Super guys have been making fun of it. How it has like those the fenders in the back. Has it like a little bit wider.
Shit, still looks cool.
Oh no, it looks cool. I think it looks great too. Yeah. It's hybrid, right? So they're trying to roll that technology out. I think Toyota's trying to roll out that technology on all their makes and models.
Yeah,
that's a goal of theirs.
Yeah, it's cool. I enjoy it. But yeah, that's probably gonna be my next. Not necessarily a minivan, but an SUV.
Sure.
Or the Lexus ones.
Yeah.
Either a GX or LX, depends on. Kind of want to get one of the LX kits and just put it on there.
Oh, really?
Make it look cool.
Yeah.
Be a cool looking dad.
Yeah, I just like that simple, clean look.
Oh yeah.
Like my little cookie cutter build's always like a front lip with drop-in wheels.
It looks good, man.
But sometimes that's all you need to be effective. I know some people. I don't know. Some people maybe make fun of that in the world of car shows and then
why? Like, it makes no sense.
All this guy does is put a lip on and drops in, puts the wheels, and he's getting awards or stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm doing stuff like that, but like people will sometimes complain about it. But to me, that's like the most simplest, cleanest.
Yeah, not everybody could drop $10,000.
Yeah, I'm not trying to cut fenders and do all this crazy stuff. That's for the hardcore guys. But I got to be practical too. And I haven't done that with any of my other cars either. I don't know. I'm just conservative, I guess.
What other cars can you share? I'm curious.
Well, I do have the Supra.
You have a real life Supra?
Yeah.
Is it a US model?
Yeah, USDM. All of my cars are USDM. I'm kind of...
That's a rare...
Not that I'm anti right-hand drive, but to me, it's just more practical. I mean, you live in here, get a left-hand... If they make a left-hand drive cars, get the left-hand drive version.
How long did you have the Supra?
Jesus, I've had that for like 10 years maybe.
You definitely paid way less than what it's going for now. I know that.
Oh no, man! I bought that car on eBay for like $11,000 back in the day. God, guy was going through like a divorce. He just needed to get rid of it. You know, he just like
Oh man!
I didn't even meet the owner. It was his sister's.
Oh, you met him on eBay, or
it was an eBay auction.
And you had to pick it up.
And I just messaged him, hey man, I'll just come and buy from you. He's like, yeah, that's fine. Just fly up here. So I just flew up there, and I met like his sister. She had the car and title and everything. I didn't even meet the owner. Man. It was bad, man.
I've heard
some weird stuff like that.
You know, it's kind of sad to say, but it's kind of like a curse to say, but it's also a blessing. Like like what happened with you, like, you know, you got it because of the divorce.
Right.
But I've met some people, because I've also been in those situations where I got a killer deal because of X, Y reason.
Something happened, like something negative.
Yeah, I have a great example. An old friend of mine, he bought a 2J. Brand spanking new. I say new because it was lightly used, because I saw the 2J.
Yeah.
He just saw it on Facebook Market. They wanted $800.
Jesus.
$800 for a lightly used 2J full motor.
Yeah. That's crazy.
$800. He didn't believe.
How long ago was this?
Like 2 years ago.
Oh man, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
2 years ago. He just saw it. He thought it was like a scam.
Yeah,
so he was
for
he was being cautious.
Sure, yeah.
The girl and the girl and the guy was like they're going through some issues, and the girl was threatening to sell it and stuff. And he was there though, but everything was legit, and he had to pick it up that night.
Must have been sad, yeah.
But situations like that cause really good opportunities.
Well, it creates an opportunity for us, but at the same time, hopefully it alleviates or do whatever you got to do with this money or whatever, figure things out. So it gives them that too on the other end of the spectrum.
So you just got to jump on those opportunities.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those opportunities I feel like are becoming slim. So yeah, I didn't flex my cars or anything to any of these brands. It was just more like, hey, I'm a hobbyist, I'm an enthusiast. What do you guys think if I can be your liaison and vendor, reseller, distributor, what have you for this stuff? And dude, maybe they were looking for someone this whole time, but they just couldn't. How are you going to find somebody? You know, like, what are you going to do? Randomly start messaging people? But if somebody approaches you, and this guy seems legit and he knows what he's talking about and he knows imports, maybe let's give him a try. Maybe that's what happened. I don't really know the full story as to why they approved me.
Lady luck, man. That's all I can say. Lady luck. You know, it's one of those things where you don't know until you reach out. Yeah,
so that's when all that started. So I started getting inventory. I started building out the website. The website was just a free WordPress website I slapped together like in one day. You know, one of those drag and drop build type websites.
Those websites are good. I love those websites.
You like those?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the trend now. It's like almost anybody can build a website then, right? You don't really need the
it doesn't need to be very artistic or anything. It just get me to the product. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. It was, I recently changed the website because I needed something a little bit more robust.
It's good now. You know, I still love it.
Yeah, it's working pretty good now. There's still some tweaking and stuff that I'm talking about with my webmaster about, but so yeah, just started adding all the different products. The Facebook page was the main way, that I created the following. Yeah. The Facebook page is a strange thing, man. I don't know how that exploded because that thing has like 10,000 followers or something.
Actively. That's like people are just, man. It's flood. Like,
given it might be people all around the world and, all that, but, and I don't know how many are just spam accounts, but I don't know. That thing just like exploded. I think one of the main things is when I got my products, I started marketing it towards very specific niche car groups on Facebook. And so what I was doing was I was gathering a lot of my customers and clientele that way. A lot of the guys that I'm still selling to today are from those groups from like day one. Oh,
is that how you got kicked out of the international one?
Nah, that's some other Facebook drama stuff, Hey, really? Man, you're not supposed to post that on there.
Oh, yeah. I finally found someone with the
there is one though, right?
Yeah,
that's still up there.
I'm part of it. I'm only in it to find the other wheels. I found somebody who has two of them. For sure. He won't sell them.
Oh, he won't sell them.
He won't get rid of them. He doesn't have the silver one. He doesn't know I have it.
You only have one.
No, he has the.
You have one.
I only have one.
Okay.
But.
And you got yours from where?
eBay.
Okay.
And
overseas?
Yeah.
Dang. Have you checked Yahoo Auctions Japan? They got it too.
I can't read it.
Just convert it.
How?
Use like Edge or something. Oh. Yeah, you can convert all that.
I tried to. Yeah, I tried to go on the other day, but
obviously you're gonna need somebody to finalize the transaction for you. But
yeah.
I buy stuff from there. I'm not. I buy cars from there.
Damn. Well, you gonna be my plug for that?
No. Okay. Well, just let me know when you're ready.
No, if it's not popping up on eBay,
I got you.
I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Yeah, for sure.
Because right now it's just I'm kind of slowing down on it.
I got you.
But
yeah, a lot of people take breaks.
Yeah.
Because it could get overwhelming, man.
Well, it's just the I'm just trying to focus more on the podcast.
For sure.
So, because once I'm into something, I can just get obsessed with it. So that's kind of how I got the.
This can turn into a really bad obsession, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's how I got this because I was so obsessed with it.
Oh yeah.
I pinpoint the exact time.
When did they release this one?
So
last week, 2 weeks ago.
Last month.
Oh, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Early, it's the big one that they did March. Recently, maybe.
Yeah, so
the spoilers started breaking off on those. Did you know?
I saw that. That sounds like
so ignition. Well, I mean, they
how
sent out new spoilers for everybody.
How are they working on that?
Yeah, they sent out new spoilers to everybody. That messaged them that's saying, "Hey, my spoiler broke."
It's fragile. You even
I mean,
look at it. It's even fragile on this.
I know this. I think one thing that we all just kind of have to agree on is that these are fragile items. I mean,
yeah.
If the guy that's carrying this item from wherever he picked it up and he's dropping it off at your door, he drops it one time or he throws it hard and things aren't glued exactly the way it needs to be.
Sounds like
break.
Sounds like FedEx to me.
Maybe. I've had good luck with everybody. I know a lot of people talk mess about certain carriers because they did them wrong that one time,
Bro,
but really at the end of the day, it's like, dude, these are all you got, man.
I have personal experiences with FedEx, so that's why I can talk about it.
Okay.
But dude, I've sent packages that have deep dents, and you're asking a question: how the hell something has deep dents?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you put the sticker fragile on there, they just want to be rough on it.
That's why I don't put fragile stickers no more.
Like it's like okay, so imagine it's just a perfectly little small square box, the corner just smashed into it. I feel like someone just smashed it to the table, and I was like, come on, man.
They did drop one of my models. It looked like they dropped it from the building.
Yeah.
The model came undone, and it was an 18 scale like this. It was just flopping around inside the acrylic case, and just everything, bro. I mean, they took care of me, though. They gave me my...
Oh, yeah, they take care of you.
It's just like, oh, God, now I missed out on this model, and the customer doesn't have a model. I was able to get him another one, luckily.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it might not be that lucky sometimes because it's limited edition stuff.
They came around. They're getting better. They're getting better, but like at least 4 times I used FedEx.
Oh, really?
Before COVID.
Well, you've had consecutive bad luck.
Like it was just, I was like, man, what's going on? So, but
I know. Sometimes it's like, I don't know if you can blame the company. Maybe you can blame the individual. Maybe he's having a bad day. Who knows, right? I mean,
yeah, that's why I never let
a grudge.
Yeah, that's why I never let a bad review because I was like, it could be.
Know. Who knows, man? It's hard to disseminate any of that stuff.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that the wing breaks off of it. But and
it's on some of them. So in my mind, I feel like maybe it just wasn't enough adhesive holding it.
Yeah. At least they're owning up to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. So they're gonna take care of their people.
Yeah, but we'll see. But so all right. So what else are we gonna talk about? So
yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah,
here I am now.
Yeah,
still side hustle. I only do it at nighttime.
Only nighttime.
During the day, I'll post. During the day. So here's how the schedule works for everybody. You wake up. Pre-orders go up first.
Yeah. So
like if any of these brands are emailing me, hey James, here's the new pre-order, post it up, let me know how many you want, then that's what goes up on the pre-order page. So, I've got my main Facebook page, I've got the pre-order page. And the pre-order page, what the main thing with that is that it helps me keep things organized, right? That lets me know how many I should get, lets me know which items are popular. So it's a great tool for knowing which cars, which makes and models, which brands even are popular. Like that Beetle one, I don't know if you saw that.
The RWB Beetles?
Dude, that thing was crazy.
Is he switching over to those now?
Who?
Nakai?
I don't know. I don't know the history about that. I've been talking. It's a new brand that I'm trying to hook up with.
Okay.
I've been talking to them, but man, they're a little bit difficult to talk to.
Are they
language barrier type stuff?
Are they Japanese or?
No, they're probably from Hong Kong or something.
Hong Kong.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the slip yet, but I just submitted for that shipment. It's mainly a test, I want to see what the quality's like. Is it worth it? They're saying it's licensed, but I don't know. This stuff has like Advan livery on there. There's no way this stuff ready. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But for the first time, let's just try it and let's just see what it's about.
I was thinking about the other.
Be careful with that stuff, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day. I was like, how much would it cost to make my own models? Because I use the same exact software they use.
Sure.
The 3D scanning image and stuff. Because I was just curious the other day. I was like, how does the process work? I know how you can model the outside of the car, but the amount of details they use, or they do, it's insane. I'm wondering if they break down the car,
No, they definitely don't do that. It's all based on 3D scans.
3D scanning. But what I'm saying is
sometimes the manufacturer may share some details about the car too, right?
But what I'm saying, for example, you're not going to get manufactured detail from an RWB.
Of course not. That's just all 3D scanning.
You see what I'm saying? It's when you look at it from the 143 scale.
Like for this car, they may have scanned the actual car.
Yeah,
he has his car in his garage, right?
That's what I'm saying. Outside, I can see how they do it.
Of course.
But if you look at the rear, it's all detailed. It's showing its turbo and everything, but then when you look in the inside, it looks just.
I mean, it's pretty detailed inside too.
That's what I'm saying.
Seats and all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do they break down the car and?
No, they probably just do some scanning technology on there too.
Yeah, so
to make the width dimensions of the door panel. You know what I mean? Like the steering wheel to get that right. I'm sure there's some measuring and manual work involved as well, but yeah, this one looks freaking crazy.
Yeah. So I was able to get 2 of those. Luckily me.
Yeah, I might take one off your hands for sure. I mean, because so limited edition, collectible, signs, things like this, they get crazy in value. And I'm not trying to be one of those guys that's like, oh, I'm getting it because it's worth a lot of money. That's not the point. The point is your passion for the hobby. You like the hobby. You like collecting. That's the real reason why you need to be doing this.
Yes.
Now in the event, if you have to let it go, you're not going to lose money.
And
you might make money.
Yeah, and that's one of the things.
Some of this stuff.
Yeah, and that was one of the things when my thought process was when I got the 112. So I was like, because it's just like with anything I buy. It's just like something that's kind of have a premium price over $500. I always have that one question: can I get somewhat of a return or versus more of a return?
Just depends on what it is.
Yeah. So, and like, for example, all these car models, the 164, the 143s, the 118s, and the 112s.
Yeah.
If they are limited, there is a market.
Of course.
You know, so.
Of course.
So
between enthusiasts, yep.
Yeah. So if you are interested in getting into the hobby, there is a potential that you can get as like, you know, there's a potential that you can get the same amount of money you spent to get it.
For sure.
Again.
You'll definitely break even.
Yeah.
Right? As long as it's not broken and, you know, you still have the original box and all that, you'll definitely break even.
Yeah. Now,
There's no doubt about that.
Now, if you're a flipper, go the hell home. You know, we don't, I don't want you involved.
So that's actually a good point because that brings me, you know, talking about the history of Model Cars Houston. Another reason why I was wanting to do it was I was getting tired of some of these guys that were scalping people really hard. I'm talking about really hard scalpers. I mean, there's some scalping here and there, make some extra money, you know, for sure.
That international page. Whew.
Oh, really?
Oh,
they're crazy, right?
Dude, I've seen some 118 scale models that cost like $300.
Yeah.
They're asking
normally.
They're asking $1,000.
I know. Now, are people actually buying that? How are they getting to that value? Who the hell knows? But I'm trying to bring it all to the USA, and I'm trying to give everybody an opportunity to get something. So, you know, here we are. Don't be that guy that's like, oh, man, I missed out. Well, I gave you an opportunity. Here I am. I'm here. So if you're into this stuff, join the page, comment, get one. If you don't, even if you end up selling it, you can make money, get your money back, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're a hardcore collector, that's, you know, why I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't want you to miss out and then be that guy that's paying $800 for something that cost $300 when it first came out. No. So, and the way Ignition works, they manufacture based on demand. They
how does that work though?
So they rely on people like me and other distributors around the globe, right?
Yeah.
We give them a total quantity number. They add it all up.
Okay.
All right.
So it's like
so if everybody orders 100 a pop and there's, you know, whatever, many of them, they'll add it all up and they'll get 1,000 cars, let's say, for example, but it doesn't get that crazy. Typically, they only make about 300 to 400 of each one.
Yeah.
Then they make 300 to 400. That's it.
So
they don't make them again. They don't ever make it again.
Is that how that happened with the yellow RX-7 with the motor?
Those are special event models.
Yeah.
They only make 200 of those.
God.
So special event models like this, they only make a certain number from the get-go.
Yeah.
They don't get. I'm not allowed to get those.
Really?
No, I can't get it.
You can't.
I can't even. They've never hooked me up. The girl that I work with, she's like, nah, you got to go to the website just like everybody. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, because, it was way before I was even involved, but I saw on the website, it's like 1 out of 23 in the world. I was like, how can I even get that? Yeah. Like, you know, there's billions of people in this world.
Yeah, you might be able to eventually, but you're going to have to pay for it.
Oh, yeah. They're going to, like, so.
Which one was that?
The yellow RX-7. So it was a one.
There's only 23? There's only 23 of those?
Yeah, it said on the webpage. No, it said 123. So it was with the with the motor.
Yep, the one outside.
Yeah,
and it's a 12 scale.
Yep, and they're asking the price for it when it came out. It's like
$700, $800.
No, it was like 600, 620.
I can't imagine what that people were trying to sell that.
2,000 to 1,600.
Holy cow! But again, who's gonna buy it? I don't know. Maybe you might find that one person that buys that car.
You look at one of them. I didn't buy it though, but I was like, ugh.
If you can justify it, sure, but
I can't.
I know.
That's why
I wouldn't even. I mean,
that's why
I love the RX-7, but man, I wouldn't.
It's a gorgeous. I love yellow. Yellow is like one of my favorite colors.
Okay, well then, see, you're more leaning towards it than I am.
Well, it's just
it more matches your. Well, I love the motor, but I don't like the color yellow. I'd rather have it white or red.
Yeah, the white one looks just as good.
I mean, you can just buy.
The only difference. You can
buy the red or white one and then just put the engine next to it. But no one's gonna sell the engine separate.
The white one is identical to the yellow one. It's just it doesn't have the motor, and it's like a fraction of that price.
Of course, because it doesn't have that. It's not ultra limited, like you're saying, 23. But
yeah, but it's kind of messing with my emotions with the yellow because I love yellow, and the reason why I love yellow is because of Spoon. Spoon is yellow,
yeah.
And you have a 118 on here. It's also messing with my emotions because it's a Type R, and I'm obsessed with Type Rs. Can I see it?
Sure.
So this
one's taped up.
Yeah,
this one's taped up kind of funky for some specific reasons, but this is part of the new engineering, you want to call it, for how they're making these models.
Okay.
They're trying to come out with different ways to do it, right? So you can see here, it's got magnetic mirrors.
So it's like customized, or?
So for the mirrors, I think they were prone to I think they were prone to breaking a lot during shipping, or you'd accidentally knock it off and things like that.
Yeah, I heard
so
about
making
that.
it magnetized, keeps that from happening.
Okay.
You also notice that the wheels are covered here. The reason why is they've come out with this new ability to take the wheels off, and you can put different wheels on it. So they've got TEs, CE 28s, and they've got like some Enki looking wheels that you can get for this model. And they've got those wheels in a variety of colors.
Ooh.
So that's something innovative that this brand is doing. This is called One Model. I don't know if you've seen it on the page, but have you seen that white Top Fuel S2K?
The Voltex? Is it Voltex?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the next one that's really going to just internet go crazy type stuff over, if you're a model car guy.
Yeah.
But the mouse S2K that's coming out from Ignition, which I'm actually probably going to get today, that's the other one that's really hyped up right now.
The
one with all the graphics, Jay's Racing?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I'm curious on how to see that. I want to see that one in person.
I was hoping it would come in before this so I could bring it here. I was trying to bring that, but the shipment hadn't arrived yet. It's gonna be today or Monday. I don't know, but
it's gonna be Monday.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. That one there. All the guys that pre-ordered that one, none of them had backed out.
Oh, why?
And this was like 6 months ago.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, this car's coming in.
Yeah.
Next week. Just want to make sure you still want to get it. Oh yeah, I'm down. That's all I've been waiting for. That's the whole reason why I'm in this group.
Yeah, stuff like that is pretty hot because
that one's hot.
It tinkers with that limited. It messes with so much emotions.
Yeah, it messes you up big time.
Yeah, it's just like
especially if you're an S2K fan, man.
Yeah, because Pop Race, the one I told you I messaged up,
that's one of the
released the 112 with the 112 GTR. You can do a pre-order. I'm not willing.
Oh, okay.
It's on their website.
Yep.
You can pre-order.
Yep.
I'm not willing to pay $900 for it though.
It's $900.
$900, but
what's it do?
It's just a 12 scale, 112 scale.
Jesus.
It sits on the wall and look pretty.
It's got all the livery and stuff on it, or is it just like a basic S2 or a basic GTR?
Just a basic white GTR. But it was $900. I was like, for a basic white color one. Now, if it was the other exact version they released, one with the ape, it had like a chrome looking color, purple and gold and all that kind of stuff.
They did a 12 scale on that too?
They did 12 scale on that. That one sold out. But if it's like basic looking color, I'm like, yeah, I won't mess with it. But if it has like what the S2000 had.
Yeah, something iconic.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah.
Because that was like a real car in life, right?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, and I think it was in a video game too.
Yeah, it's in a video game.
Like
it's in that.
Gran Turismo? Was it Gran Turismo?
Oh, maybe. I don't know if it's in that game or not. But they're always showing it off on the that hot version.
I don't know.
Toge racing circuit. He's always battling that Jay's Racing car.
Yeah.
The guy that owns Jay's Racing.
Oh yeah.
He's always battling that thing.
Yeah, so that's why people like really attracted to it because it's a legit real life car.
Yeah, and then he made the Jay's Racing body kit and all his parts from that, and then the S2000 community got all that.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm not surprised that one sold out really quick.
Yeah, that one was insane. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Let me know when it comes in, man. I want to see it.
No, I'll have one. Yeah, I mean, I kept one for myself, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys are like, man, you need to let me know if anybody backs out. I'll get 2 of them.
Really?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do they really want to? Maybe they're going to keep one. I don't know,
Yeah.
right? But I'm not here to control all that. However, definitely a collector's item for sure. But yeah, that's how Ignition does things. They don't number them, right? You don't see any plaques that say 1 of 50 or anything like that. They just make it based on demand, and then once that runs out, once everybody gets their car, that's it. They don't ever make it again.
Yeah,
and you don't want to make it again because it's not a collectible then, right?
that's true.
There's no point in making it again, then it doesn't become a collectible item.
Oh yeah, and there's tons of other cars that you can make.
For sure.
And they
variations.
Yeah,
variations
and they kept their word too, because so far, if you look at their older models, the older models on the 1/8 scales when they first started, that the old GTR back in the days, they're starting to go for a premium.
For sure. Some of those you probably can't even find them.
Yeah, I'm lucky I found that 1/6, the wheel.
Yeah, I can't. You can barely find those.
Yeah, so it's. Like I said, it's a fun thing. It's a fun hobby to get into, but it can also be a little pricey.
It can, just spread it out. Get what you like. I'm not trying to force anybody to get everything, but just get what you like, man. If you like CTRs, if you like RWB and you like that car because that's a real life car, get it.
Yeah,
put it on your shelf.
They
display nice.
I'm waiting for the 112 spoons. Whenever that will happen.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah. I think Ignition would get involved into it. Why not? It's the most like.
Trust me when I say that these are very exciting times for model cars, man. They're coming out with stuff that's just blowing your head apart.
Oh yeah.
It's just. So I think it's an exciting time. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to be helping you guys because at the end of the day, I'm just a collector like you guys. Yeah, I've got this little side business and I'm selling, model cars to people, but. I'm collecting them too, so I get excited about it just as much as any random customer does when they see it,
Yeah.
So just having that excitement really makes the hobby enjoyable. And the customers, man, I deal with all the customers one-on-one. Anyone that messages me, that's me messaging them.
So it's just you.
It's just me.
It's just you.
Yeah, I'm doing all the pre-orders, all the tracking numbers that you get, all the, hey man, your pre-orders have come in. That's all me. Like I'm just doing that in the behind the scenes.
Oh wow.
So the website.
Okay, so if
all that stuff, man.
So how to get involved? Like
with which part?
Like so the reason why I'm saying is like I may have a viewer that's interested in getting into car collecting.
Yeah.
So how to get involved? Like you simply just go on your Facebook or your Instagram?
I think the best place to go. Okay, so how I have it segregated is the Facebook main page is just for like news, some of the leftover stuff that I'm selling, stuff like that. The Facebook pre-order page is for people that are waiting for new releases, like, hey, what's the next hot thing that's coming out? That's what that's for. The Instagram page is mainly for like customer received goods. So sometimes my customers will send me pictures of their stuff. They'll put it on a nice background, whatever. I post all that stuff there. So you can see kind of like what my customers are getting. Mm-hmm. And then finally, the newest addition that I'm trying to roll out for this year is the YouTube channel, because I feel like there's a whole different audience of people on that platform. And there's a ton of people on YouTube, right? That platform has probably exploded since COVID and people staying home and things like that. So I feel like I can reach a new audience and a new way of presenting stuff like this, because at the end of the day, there's probably not too many videos of people going in depth, explaining things of that nature. There's a lot of Hot Wheels channels, but this is a different beast. So it's actually not the same thing, even though you are talking about cars and stuff like that. But being able to educate people, show people the details, just talking about it, that's what the YouTube channel is for. So for people that are just getting involved, I would just like the Facebook page first, and then join the pre-order page, kind of see how things work, just kind of see what type of cars. And then, unfortunately, there's not too much content on YouTube yet because I just started that, but YouTube would be another, because I'm doing a lot of versus videos between brands. I'm doing like single review videos on something like this, opening it up and taking a look at the details, talking a little bit about the brand, things like that. Mm-hmm. That's probably going to be the best resource, I think, in the future as far as information goes. You can go there now and just check out what's on there, though, for sure.
Oh, this is a gorgeous car, man.
Yeah, that one's nice.
I love the wheels.
I just posted a new pre-order on that one yesterday.
Yeah. man, you're slamming us with these pre-orders, dude.
I know, man. Sometimes I'm just like, God, I feel guilty posting all this stuff because I know the guy that's gonna jump on it like, oh, you're doing this to me again. My bank account hates you. My wife probably hates you.
I mean, they need to learn. They need to learn how to say no.
Some of them do. I mean, even when I approach them with some of their pre-orders, you know, they'll decline it because something's going on. Whatever, ain't no big deal, right? I'll just find somebody else to sell it to. It's no problem.
Yeah. Yeah,
but that's why I get extra sometimes just to kind of buffer, because a lot of times people will be like, oh man, I missed out on that one. I didn't see that one. Well, that's okay. I got an extra here.
Yeah.
And that's why those leftover posts happen.
I'm glad they happen because you've been posting some fire, man. There's some
of that stuff.
Some
crazy,
spoon ones I wanted, but I was like, you know, it's just
the S2K.
Yeah. It's just a question. I was like, man, what am I gonna do with this? And that's the one thing also I want to talk with, like, you know, you can, there's a different section of this that you can also collect is dioramas.
Oh man, dude, talk about a rabbit hole you cannot come out of, right? It's like,
yeah, that's the one thing I didn't understand at first. It was like, why would you get a diorama? Am I saying it right? Diorama.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't understand it at first until I went to the shop and I saw it. And I was like, oh, it makes sense because you're creating this
scene.
This little world of your own, and it's insane. But it's also what's crazy about it is the amount of detail that the companies are releasing.
Yeah,
you know, like for example, you can get
it's like another world.
Yeah, it's like a weird virtual world that you can enter,
but it's physically there.
Yeah,
it's physical, just scaled down.
Yeah,
I think the cool part about the dioramas is to have these iconic names, brands.
Yeah.
Have little building versions of it.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you've got cars that are spoon cars or whatever have you. You know, you've got the up garage. You can park these outside, take photos. You've got, this is too much, but you've got figures. You've got little tools. Dude, that stuff is really hard to manage, but it's exciting because it just gives people you can enhance the enjoyment of what you have further. I feel like with this, like, dude, you can set up your little stuff, take photos.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks cool in photos, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're looking at it, you're just like, man, that looks freaking awesome.
That's what Tarmac does.
A lot of their photos on their page, Instagram. Yep. It's all like scenic.
Yep.
They'll put trees, grass.
Yep.
If it's a rally type car, they'll put the little mountain with the dirt and then the cars flying.
Yeah.
You know, they'll do stuff like that.
Yeah. So there's certain scenes where people do it for like photography.
Correct.
They create a certain scene for the photography. Correct. Some of them just do it just to be included with their children. You know.
Just have fun.
Yeah. So and some people just do it because they just like that scenery. You know, people who come in from Warhammer.
Sure.
You know,
they do all.
They do all that kind of stuff.
The painting too, right?
Yeah.
Don't they do all the painting?
Yeah. So it's just not a new realm. It's just a realm of something that's made for the import scene. Yeah. And that's why.
Yeah, it's like you love car meets.
And that's another thing. You can do like these ridiculous car meets with these dioramas.
Freaking car. And if you park, this is again no knock on Hot Wheels. If you park a Hot Wheels in front of the diorama, like, it just doesn't look good.
It looks like
it brings it down. You know what I mean? Like in terms of presentation. Yeah, but when you put something like this in front of it, now it's like, God dang, that looks like really real. Like, it looks real. Yeah. Like, you can almost, you know, sometimes when they do movies and stuff like that, they'll make miniatures of things, right? Mm-hmm. You can almost set that up to where it's like a miniature of the real thing sometimes. Yeah. I feel like it gets that good. Yeah. The quality just gets crazy. I can't even imagine where this stuff's going to be in a few years from now, right? But I'm just glad to be here and providing.
This is just my prediction. It's going to be insane.
I think it's going to be insane.
Because, like I said, it's messing with a lot of people's emotions in a good way.
And it's almost endless, right?
Yes. Because what I like about it's
never going to end.
Because what I like about it is that what Ignition or just whatever company's doing, they're getting involved with these Japanese brands.
Yep.
And they're exposing it.
Yep.
Like, for example, everyone knows who Spoon was.
Correct.
But there's all these other small brands in Japan, like 326. You ever heard them? Mm-mm. I think it's called 326. One of my buddies, he has a kit from them.
Sure.
From Japan. They're not all big and high, but it's a local brand, which they make some awesome ass kits.
Sure.
But I'm counting the days when they get involved with them.
It's only a win. Like it would only be a win.
Yeah.
To be able to be involved with stuff like this, to have
Yeah.
mini version. I think, and I don't know, maybe not all people think the same, but to have a mini version of your car in real life, that's like might be one of your dreams. Like, dude, that would be so cool.
Yeah. Why not?
To have, especially if you're a business and you've got mini versions of your car running around everywhere.
Why
That's
not?
freaking cool.
Why not? That's what I was like.
That's why Max is like all over this stuff. And that's why next week,
smart.
Monday, Ignition is dropping that special event model of his GR Supra, the red one that he owns.
Oh yeah, with the
and
figure.
you get a figure with that that's fully painted.
Are you going for
You know
it?
what's funny about that? Yeah, I'm gonna try and get one. You know what's funny about that figure though?
What?
Looks like freaking Jet Li.
Is it his cousin?
Did you see it?
Is it his cousin?
I don't know, man, but that thing it looked really goofy.
Yeah.
We'll see when we get it.
I say the one figurine they did right was Smokey. I like Smokey's.
Okay.
Smokey has that weird looking figure.
Yeah.
He has just that
true.
weird looking.
Yeah.
He has like that. People don't. If you don't know who Smokey is, Smokey was the badass before.
Oh, gee.
He was. How would I say it? He was Texas 2K before Texas 2K. If that makes sense.
Well, overseas, I guess.
Yeah, he was the guy that was breaking 200-mile barriers.
Yeah.
Before the internet was the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks like a nerd.
You'd never guess that he's this car guy that did legendary,
Yeah.
epic things.
Yeah, and that's what I like about
store.
and that's what I like about Smokey. He just has that. He has that nerd persona, but he's cool.
He's like off the radar. You can never tell what that guy does.
No, but to me,
they've run through. Ignition has run through all of Smokey's stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
they've done everything. I think.
then his
R33, the GTRs.
I like the red one they did. The red one they released.
GTR?
Yeah, the top secret one.
Yeah,
they
done
just
all that stuff, man.
they're just going for a premium, and I don't want to pay for it.
You know, one of my customers asked me if they could do the top secret Supra.
Oh, the old
gold
one?
one?
The one with the long nose, the V12?
Yeah.
Will they ever do it?
I don't know. They got the scan. They just got to get... Smokey doesn't own the car anymore, though, right? I think it's here in the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's like
one of those laws.
You know, who do you have to get it approved from? The new owner, Smokey? You know, who's going to sign off on this?
It should be him because it has all some brands in it, right?
I don't know, man. That stuff gets political, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm just here... provide this for everybody as it comes in. Trying to be that hub of information for all the brands, all the different makes and models, all the, special information. I try to share that with people too as much as I can. But I mean, there is an end goal to all this actually, but I won't spoil that yet.
Not yet?
Nah. I'll probably do this for, if I can, I'll just do it for a couple more years.
A couple more years? Yeah.
And then, because I'm working on that end goal in the background slowly, but obviously this takes a lot of time, so I'm just focusing on making sure people get what they want.
Yeah.
First.
That's true. Which brand is your favorite one?
I think Ignition is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But there's this other brand, and I haven't pushed it hard. I've always been a authorized reseller for them called Makeup Co.
Okay.
But I haven't pushed their brand as hard because it's way up there.
What do you mean, like way up there?
Price wise and quality wise, it's a whole new level. You need to have specific clientele for that. Like their 43 scales are like $300. Yeah.
Damn.
These are how much are these? Like 180,
190,
170, yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah.
You're talking double. You're talking the price of a freaking 18 scale. But
they better roll
well,
the doors open.
They don't.
I feel like,
but it's the detail.
I better feel leather on the seats.
They've got one that's coming out in all carbon, like
the red one.
Carbon, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Man, that thing's like $400. It's a 43 scale.
Why is they so expensive?
You got to see it for the quality.
That's the one.
And then the licensing,
the
way they do it. Maybe they do it something. Again, I haven't invested too much time into what's different from y'all and Ignition. I haven't done that. But some of their details in these cars are freaking nice. I will say that.
That's one thing I kind of wish these companies do better. They make these prototypes before the pre-order, and they display it.
Yeah.
Because it's, man, looking at, like I said, looking at pictures doesn't really do justice.
Correct.
You have to. To me, like,
there's no way you can justify. Why am I going to spend $200? Why am I going to spend $40 on something that looks like a Hot Wheels?
Well, $40
or whatever.
Yeah, $40 I can understand.
Correct.
It's not breaking the bank.
Right.
But when you go into like 143
now
scale,
you get into triple digit,
and you're spending what, $300, $400. It's like, bro, I better see a prototype in hand, and I want to look at it before I was like,
correct.
Yes, that's kind of one thing I'm like.
I think as I progress, a lot of people have put their trust in me and the brands.
Okay.
So you kind of have you kind of know what you're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
If they put out shit products, people are gonna know really fast something is wrong. This ain't right. We need to go back and talk to them. But I think the expectation is there now for a lot of these guys. Now, new guys, you're gonna have to come in, learn, and do all that. But for the veterans, people like me, we know what to expect. So we're not worried about pre-ordering. We're not worried about spending $200 on a 43 scale. I mean, I know what it's gonna look like. I know it's gonna come with a leather base and acrylic case and all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's different. You know what you're gonna get on some of the stuff. But for the new guys, it's definitely a learning curve. There's so many.
Oh yeah,
right. There's so many brands. Price ranges like all over the place.
Okay,
it doesn't make no sense.
What would you advise for a newcomer? What to do and what not to do?
Oh man, I think just focus on what it is that you like first. Like maybe make and model. Start with that.
Okay.
What do you like? Maybe do you own a Honda Civic hatchback or something? Try and get a model of that first. And then I'll show you what's available. Mm-hmm. A lot of this stuff gets discontinued, but just go from there. And then just start with the small one.
The 164.
Start with the small one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is like a lot of the brands, they don't compete with each other, right? This guy's doing Supras. Other guys are making Evos. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, the Voltex Evos.
So that's another area where you segregate yourself from the brands. So don't worry too much about the brands. Just worry about the makes and models that are coming out. And then next thing is probably price point. Some of the stuff is 40, some of the stuff is 25. This is all over the place, right? Some of the stuff is 100 or a 64 scale, right? Mm-hmm. It gets crazy. So, I mean, I don't know. The easiest way is just feed information off of the community.
Yeah. I mean, you
feed information off of me.
Oh man,
That's the best way to do it.
When you mentioned that once, the Voltex Evos. The phone from the one models.
That thing was so much hype.
Ooh.
Dude, all it took was one picture. Like, it was just like 2 words. Like,
but the
oh yes, right. That's and I posted it in the Evo group.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost got like 20 messages.
But
this is already sold out. Like, I'm just showing off mine.
Yeah, but what was cool about it is that you can change out the wheels.
That's part of one model's new thing. Now, another thing you can change the exhaust on this too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can change it to an aftermarket exhaust, which they supply. It's in this little baggie here. But they're trying to find ways to innovate it, And to be able to customize the wheels, to me, that's already like, holy cow, you can do that?
Yeah,
it's become more dynamic.
Yeah, because that's why I got the 1.6 and then the 1.6 scale Nismo wheels, because I love the Nismo wheels. They look cool.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I kind of, maybe they will eventually go down the road. They will start doing these 1.6 scales of wheels, because it would be cool, because there's some iconic wheels back in the day, that I wouldn't mind having in my collection.
There's somebody in my page that buys models from me. He's doing something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's making little replica miniature versions of wheels. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but somebody is.
Is he American?
Yeah, he's here in the States.
In Houston?
No, I think he's in Cali.
Oh, never mind.
Well, he was talking about, hey man, if you want to do something together, let me know, that type of thing.
That's cool.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool, because I wasn't.
But the main thing to me that I was trying to express to him is, man, just get the licensing, man. Just make sure it's legit. Don't make work wheels and not have works.
That's one thing I do.
Then that just like plummets.
Yeah, that's one thing I do appreciate.
All the work you're doing
about Ignition, they're licensed.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about most of the brands I do are licensed and they're backed, but some of them are not. But the ones that are not, the models are just so cool to pass up. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta have it.
Yeah.
So then I post those up, but a lot of the other ones I've been trying to weed them out. Like, I'm not posting those as much anymore.
Which ones?
Some of the Time Micro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all that stuff is.
Yeah. So when you're doing these pre-orders, how do you select them? Like.
Well, all the brands just email me at random times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'll just post it up next day.
Okay. Well, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Man, we're already into an hour.
Jesus. It's too much to unpack, that's why.
It is, man.
It's like information on Facebook, you're getting it too fast.
Yeah. That's true. That is true, man. So
it's a fun hobby though, man.
It's a definitely fun hobby. My girlfriend actually wants to drop by your shop and look at it because
really?
she wasn't there the first time I was there.
When you were window shopping?
No, she was there
actually in the store.
Actually in the store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she was because she's trying to understand. I mean, she likes the idea of what I'm doing, like buying the models. She appreciates it, but she wants to see why. You see what I'm saying? She wants to understand the idea behind it.
I don't know, man. Why might be a little bit hard to explain sometimes. You know, why do you like something? You know,
she's
it's
open.
like,
I mean, she has expensive hobbies herself, so.
Oh, okay. So you can offset it.
Yeah,
you can offset.
Yeah, so she just wants to understand why, like just see into it, look into it more depth, because all she's seen was just those two 112s and what we saw in the window. Because she asked a question about that ramen one.
Oh, man.
Are they doing that into food now?
That's another side of the business that we haven't even talked about, which is plastic model kits. Paint, glue, build. Now, there are some professionals out there. They can make that stuff look as good as this.
Have you found one yet?
No.
For that?
Not here, locally. I have a 12 scale 300ZX plastic model kit. You got to paint it, glue it, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to find someone that can make it as good as those. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but just the finish at least.
We'll make the call right now on the podcast. Somebody may.
If anybody can do plastic model kit building at at least 80% of this level,
just say Gundam quality.
Are those good quality?
Yeah,
I don't know how they do those. Well, I mean, but I guess in any of that, you have a range of skills and levels. Some of the guys are hardcore, super detailed. Warhammer stuff, I'm sure is like that too, right? You got your amateurs, intermediate. But if I could just get into that intermediate, advanced range for somebody to build this, that would be nice. Because nobody makes a 12 scale 300ZX.
Are you gonna
resin model? They don't make a resin model.
Are you in love with the 300ZX?
Yeah.
What is your favorite car, like in general?
I don't know, the van.
Like, okay, aside from the van, like, what is your favorite import car?
Oh, man.
I could tell you right off the back of one.
Well, I don't have a favorite. That's why I have multiple, right? You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why I have multiple, which is that Easter egg on my website. So I won't say where, but if they go and find it, they'll see it.
It's not hard to find people.
It's not, but it's there. Nobody's gonna. Maybe that might be a good place for new people to start right there.
If you want to find the Easter egg, go to his website, modelcarshouston.com, and you can and just do some basic searching, people.
It's there. They're all my favorite, but the first one I got was the Super, so maybe that would be default my favorite.
Okay. There's not something.
It's my second one actually. I used to have one before that. Before I got married, I had a red one.
You sold it because you got married, or
I sold it to be able to get funds to get settled down and things like that. Because in my mind I was like, I can always just get one of these later, right? Yeah. It's not like, but now it's hard to find. No, well, if you got money, I guess it ain't no big deal. But now it's starting to become rare. You can't find barnyard Supras and Supras for $15,000.
Especially
not even
red.
The JDM ones.
Especially red. Red's a hard color.
You think red's a hard color?
Yeah.
No. There's this in the Super world. The rare color ones are the hard ones, and then you got to factor in hard tops and things like this.
Are you part of the Houston Super team?
Yeah, I'm kind of like the de facto owner, president.
Really?
Not really. I'm not as involved as I was before.
Yeah.
Because back then I didn't have all this stuff going on, so I could focus on it more. So I was like the guy that did the most stuff. Like I was the one doing all the events, and we were doing events at Toyota and things like that. But all that's kind of scaled back now because I'm doing this family stuff and things like that. So there's some other guys that have kind of taken that torch, and they're kind of running the show now.
Oh, really?
I'm just.
Is it like a tight knit community?
Oh yeah, it's super tight knit.
Yeah, because I try to talk to someone because, well. Not necessary to be a creep, but I have a video project I want to do this year that involves nothing but Supras. I mean,
I have access to all of them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit you up about that because
Yeah, the guys love doing stuff like that. They'll bring their stuff out.
Because it's I want
You
to
just have to give them a reason to come.
Well,
Because, right, like the super crew, I've always felt like if there's no reason to come, they're not going to come.
Yeah.
You might get those one or two that come to the random car meets they do in town, but at the end of the day, no one's going to pull their car out just to hang out. They need to have a reason. There needs to be a big event, Texas 2K. I don't know if you went. Did you go there?
I've always drove by Texas 2K. I've never been actually. It's just it's a different scene for me.
So at Texas 2K, Peter, the guy that runs that, was allowed us to have like a Supra parking lot area right there behind the bleachers. So, when you have something a little bit above just an event, but you get the event and then VIP parking, then it's like, okay, well, maybe I should.
They'll flood.
Yeah, maybe I'll come out and hang out.
Yeah.
But not only that, it was for the people that were out of towners were also parking there and stuff like that. So it was a pretty cool turnout.
Yeah, I'll definitely hit up about the project. I just got to get everything finalized first.
So you like the Supra. I thought you liked RX-7s.
I love Supras. I love RX-7s, but they're not the one I'm mostly obsessed with. It's the...
Those two are not?
Nope.
Huh.
Mine is the EK9 and the DC2s Type Rs. Those are the two I am obsessed with.
Okay, so for people that don't know it, that I did get a car. I complained a little bit about it on Facebook. It is an EK hatch. I'm trying to do like it's a 98.
Wait, hold on.
Black EK. Ain't nothing special. It's just bone stock.
Bro, okay. So first of all, hatchbacks are special to me. No matter what. I don't care if it's a DX model.
I hit that spot again. It's automatic.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know. Who cares anymore?
Who cares?
Yeah,
in a Honda, you can convert from automatic to automatic.
It's no big deal. I know.
That's what I love about forums. Hidden information that no one knows unless you really search it.
Are those still relevant?
Oh yeah.
People still on Honda Tech
for the hardcore. I mean, there's all kinds of information on there.
Well, that's the thing. It's archived. It's always there. It ain't never going away.
They're more detailed than even freaking YouTube videos. I mean, YouTube videos not even detailed.
So you need a nice EK9 model.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for a one
early version or late version. The 99 2000 or the 96 98.
Either. It doesn't matter to me. But I prefer the 98 2000s. They're just more developed. They look better. I feel like the 96. Oh, is it 96? Yeah, 96. They just it was more of a slap on or hurry up release.
Was it?
I
don't know the history.
That's how I feel about it, because when you compare, I just feel like the 98 2000 are more developed.
Oh, I got you.
That's what I feel like. Like the 96 is like the early phases. It wasn't
like the in between.
Yeah.
Let's put something in like a filler, like a filler hatch car.
Yeah, but it's still if I ever can get my hands on them, I'll still obsess with it. But it's just those are my two. Yeah. Those are my two cars that I'm really obsessed with.
Wait, it was the EK9 and what?
EK9 and the DC2 Type R.
Oh man.
Bug Eye or
JDM.
I'm just
Honda boy. Once Honda boy, always Honda boy.
I don't want to say I'm a Honda boy. It's just, my first car was an Acura Integra, the LS.
Yeah.
So the Bug Eye, so I always have a Honda. Sure. I always will love that model. Mm-hmm. But it's just, to me, Type R, Spoon, always it just makes sense to me. Because I love what Spoon did. It made naturally aspirated motors somewhat decently competitive. Somewhat.
Well, they took it to the limit.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're at the limit yet, but they definitely took it
further than what people expect.
Yep.
That's what I love about Spoon. Mm-hmm. They take a basic ass model and make it better.
Correct.
So
that's kind of like what they did here.
Yeah.
Basic model with enhanced details.
Yeah. The RX-7s will always have a sweet spot with me more than the Supra. But it's just, I personally, for me, I never really had an experience with an RX-7. Supras, love the rear ends always. Tokyo Extreme Racing Zero, that always, that's my car to go to.
I don't know. The RX-7 always has that swap or keep purist on both sides. Like it's two polar opposite, always bickering about one or the other.
I think that's what it is in general, though.
I know. I feel like all super community. You got the whole right-hand drive, left-hand drive battle.
Is that really a thing?
Yes. And this is just my opinion. I just feel like left-hand drive feel like they're more superior than right-hand drive for some reason, but they don't understand that you wouldn't even have a left-hand drive if the right-hand drive didn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
there's no respect.
Oh wow.
And that's not, the whole community or anything. It's just, you got those couple loud people that are always, left-hand drive life. What's the point? Left-hand drive are worth more. Well, yeah, worth more here because, that's where we live. But
what about the Mach 4s versus the newer Supras, the BMWs?
oh yeah,
is that an issue too?
Oh yeah, of course. Oh God. Yeah.
How do you feel about
not a true Toyota?
How do you feel about the new Supras?
I'm cool with them.
You go with them?
Yeah.
You love them?
I don't know if I love them.
I'm still on the fence.
But I'm not going to hate on them.
I'm still on the fence.
They were just trying to do something different, right? They were collabing. They wanted to bring the name back. They're like, who can we pick to do this with? Let's try BMW. They, rear-wheel drive, inline six, all that good stuff. So they just tried. I mean, they did it with Subaru, right? Made the FRS, Toyota and Subaru.
Oh, the BRZ.
It's like they were trying. Yeah, it's
FRS.
like they're just testing. It's like they're just trying things out.
Isn't that kind of ironic how the BRZ costed $30,000 and the FRS costed only $24,000?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
is that true?
It's true.
Why is that? It's a Subaru tax.
It's the brand. That's all it is.
The freaking.
If you.
I guess you could say the same thing about this. You got two of the same model. One costs 30. One costs 50. Why?
Yeah, I never understood.
Brand.
I never understood why the BRZ costed more than the FRS when Scion was relevant. When the FRS first came out and the BRZ came out, you could legitimately get an FRS for between $24,000 and a BRZ up to almost like $27,000, $28,000, $29,000.
Yeah.
I never understood that. It's the same exact car, same exact motor, just minor little detail changes. That was weird.
Yeah, for the RX-7, to me, keep it the way it came. Yeah, it could be a headache and things like this, rebuilding your motor, but I think there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And a lot of people obviously have hung around on the internet for a long time. So they get this misconception of rotaries. But if you've got the right rebuilder, you got the right tuner, and then you yourself are knowledgeable about how to take care of it and stuff like that, it should last you just fine. But if any of those three components are screwed, then yeah, you're going to have problems all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you have an RX-7, right?
Maybe.
Okay, we're gonna use maybe. So when you mean about taking care of it, is it that break-in cycle?
Break-in cycle.
When you get the motor done, and they're completely.
Yeah. I mean, yep.
Trying to, I guess.
The right amount of 2-cycle.
It has something to do with the apex seals. If the apex seals are not formed correctly within the. Am I?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too in depth into all.
That's what some. It was a conversation I had a while back before COVID. The guy, he works on rotary. He's saying it's the break-in. If you're not allow a break-in time period after the rebuild, something to do with the apex seals, the apex will completely.
And that might be true.
So it's in that break-in period. I don't know what it is. He's saying something about.
I just think that everybody should just research it before just doing things, because that's the point where if you don't research it and you don't know what's going on, you're just doing things like just starting the car and driving it like you know it, when you should take some precautionary measures, like what you're saying. That's going to cause problems, right? Because you as the driver are not informed on that stuff. So I think those are the main 3 ingredients for rotaries. Yeah. Builder, tuner, and then user.
Yeah.
If you have those right, you're good.
Yeah. One day, man. One day I may have a rotary. I might want to get one of those. Was it the Spirit R's over some sea?
No, you're asking for rare stuff, man.
That's what I like.
Those are super rare. Didn't they make that like 1 year only?
2000.
Yeah.
Late 2000.
And then they made like 500 of them. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
They are
but
it's fucking gorgeous. Silly. They're gorgeous. It's like that midnight. Man. It's like that midnight purple R34s, the V specs. Is it the V spec? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous looking cars.
Yeah, I'm not on the R34 trip. I'm not bought on that.
Really?
Yeah, I know everybody hypes it up, but I don't know. Just the pricing and all that it's going to, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
I can understand that it goes up, kind of like all these other Japanese classics, right? The NSX, the RX-7, the Super, all the prices are slowly going up. But yeah, some of the hype and everything built into the GTR, I think, is why it is the way it is now.
I think you can thank Smokey for that.
So
I think so. He kind of
or the internet.
Yeah. Well, it's just
There's one that popped up with 10 kilometers yesterday. Imagine how much that's going to go for.
probably about 200,000 or more. What color?
White.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a V-Spec 2 and all that, but
Yeah, if it was like a certain level, like a special
it's just
trim,
like-
it will go ridiculous.
that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I guess it's
But
if
it's
you found a
it's sad.
Super N,
It's
10
sad too because those cars would never be driven.
Yeah, I know.
That's
the
what. That's
other
one
part.
thing. That's one thing I kind of hate about the car. Well, I don't want to say hate. It's just I just feel like these cars that were meant to be driven are not driven as much as they should.
Yeah, that's why I like when I buy cars. I like to get cars that are kind of like beat up, a little bit beat up. It's got miles on it.
Oh yeah.
You know, because that way you don't feel as guilty when you're driving it or parking it or tearing it up.
Or just show it. Or just show up at a show, and that's the most action I'll ever see.
Yeah, if it's too perfect, then what's the point? It's a good trophy, I guess, in the garage. But what are you really doing?
Yeah, that's one thing I really.
Like, you're not really having fun with it.
Yeah, that's what I like about Spoon. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they just push those things to the limit.
Push it to the limits, and people beat it, and okay. And that's one thing. That's another thing. Once I do get into cars, it's like I'm buying it because I like it, and I'm gonna drive the shit out of it.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah, I don't want to buy it.
That reason makes sense to get into cars.
And it's just,
there's no other reason to me.
I mean, I'm not.
What's the point then, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
make sense.
I'm not gonna create a racing team. I'm not gonna make YouTube videos.
It's for you.
Just for me.
It's for you. Collecting is for you. Nobody else.
Yeah.
No, don't try and impress anybody out there, man. If you like it, just freaking do it.
Yep.
Who cares what everybody else thinks? That's the only way I look at it, anyways.
That's a fact, man, and not a lot of people know that. It's weird how the car scene is nowadays. That is a fact.
It's definitely the way I went with the van. I just went with this
Dude,
mentality. I love this.
You know what you should do? You should do like what's the next car show around here?
Here?
Yeah.
Probably. Import Expo is thinking about coming back here.
Oh, really?
Maybe Hot Import Nights or the one in Baytown, Import Face Off.
Dude, if you show up with your van and start Sundays in the back of your trunk of your van, you'll get a crowd.
Well, the idea was to be able to transport it with the van and then just have the van part of the show, you know?
Is it airlifted?
Yeah.
Yes, nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
I had to do that. It's just like a bucket list of things to do when it comes to cars. That's why about the hatch. There's something that I want to do. I don't know. I don't know if it's to say before I die, but there's something specific that I want to do to that hatch.
What do you want to do with a hatch?
I'm not gonna spoil that here.
Can you tell me?
It's nostalgia. It's nostalgic though.
Are you trying to go?
It involves body kits and things like that.
I think I know.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it okay? So what year is it?
It's 98.
98.
It's a specific year too, right? Well, you could get that to work with the 99 2000s too, I think. But obviously, it was originally made for the 98. And I'm not trying to get the authentic version. It'd be silly.
Okay, I think I have an idea.
You can share it with me afterwards, and
Yeah.
I'll let you know if you're right or wrong.
So is this going to be like an actual legit race car, or is it just something
that I just want to do, keep.
Yeah, that's
just funny, fun.
Yeah, because all right, that's cool. We'll talk more after the podcast. I love talking about 98s, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're one of my favorite. There's one of those things I kind of wish I had gotten when I had my first car, but I didn't because none of them. At the time when I got my first car, it was during the time phase where the hatchbacks were carrying a premium price.
Mm-hmm. They are now.
Are they?
Right?
I don't know.
Oh, dude, no. Some of them are really proud.
Yeah,
especially if they're in good shape.
Like
now you can just ask for whatever you want.
Like strictly like unmolested.
Yeah.
All original. You know what? I found a 2000 GSR. Original miles.
Oh yeah, those are good.
88,000 miles. Original miles. Someone was asking $10,000 and it got sold. And it got sold. And I was crying.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those things I was like, oh, I wish I'd gotten.
Man, that car must have been like $4 or $5 grand back in the day. Nobody cared.
Nobody cared. And now people. Well, I think the scene.
It's a specific person that wants that car too. So.
I feel like it's someone who grew up with it.
Yeah, it just hits their sweet spots, and they're like, all right, I can afford it because I've got a date. You know, I'm in a position where I can afford stuff like this now, even if it costs more. So I'm just gonna do it.
Yep.
But let me know what you think about it.
All right. Well, guys, that's pretty much going to be the wrap of the podcast. You know, we're an hour and 30 minutes into it. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, James, before we head out?
Yeah, just check out the website, www.modelcars.com, and then the Facebook page and all that stuff. It'll guide you to all the other outlets that I have, but that'll be a good starting point for getting to know more about the hobby.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. That's James at Model Cars Houston. And if you want to visit them, just visit at modelcarshouston.com. You'll definitely will not regret it. Once you get into the hobby, it's very hard to get out of it because it's so cool.
For sure. And I'll be sure to bring that fire. I'll be sure to continue to bring that fire every month. Because it can only get more exciting from here.
Yeah. Make sure you join.
Get in now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Make sure you join the Facebook group as well as the Facebook pre-order group, because you're definitely going to see that fire.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, well, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and I'll see you guys on the next one.